Hello, welcome or welcome back. This is my channel, and I basically do a bunch of hobo stuff. The update for February. Okay, first off, I want to go over some of my goals for this year, and I want to revise them, So one of my goals was get an apartment, and this was because I thought it might be more affordable to live off campus for my sophomore year of college. However, looking at it and looking at my credit score and stuff, which is something that I'm going to explain in a second, it just doesn't really seem, what's the word? Practical. Number 2 on my list that's updated is find a therapist. I decided that my university provides therapy that comes with like the tuition. They provide like counseling, health and wellness, and okay, my hair's not doing it. Anyways, so my university provides counseling that comes with the tuition that I pay. Then get a mass ID. I don't know where my wallet is. Give me a second. Look at that little gangster. Anyways, I got a mass ID, so now I have a photo verification. It's not a driver's license. I still don't know how to drive, and I have no plans to. Medical-wise, I finally found a dentist to do a root canal on my tooth, which would basically get rid of an infection I had in my tooth, and it would repair my broken tooth. It's a really funny story how I broke it. Anyways, I'm getting that not as of when I'm posting this, but as of the time I'm filming this. Tomorrow I'm getting a crown put in, which is like a super expensive fancy tooth hat, but I had assistance in paying for that, so that's good. And then I wanted to implement a couple of systems, because who am I if I'm not overly organized? This is my planning notebook. Part of this video is going to be 1 week of creating like a healthy routine, tips for foster care kids applying to colleges. The final deadlines for applications usually are in March. The final time you can submit them. So hopefully you've submitted them by now, and you have stumbled across something called the FAFSA. And the FAFSA is how you're going to get federal funding, which is basically loans and stuff. And this is loans that you will get approved for, and it also shows you merit aid. Or like, I got some state scholarships, so I don't have to pay them back, but it shows me how much money I got from those. And that would be the Mass Grant, the Pell Grant, so on and so forth. So fill out the FAFSA. There will come a part where it asks you if anytime, like since after the age of 13, if you've experienced certain things like homelessness, or you've been in like the state's care, if you are currently in the DCF care system, you request a ward of the court letter from your social worker, from an outreach worker, from a program director, or anything. If you're not, and say you were living in a home, there is also a way that you can get foster care kind of like confirmation letters. And if you are homeless or have experienced homeless anytime since age 13, you should attempt to create a document that will have a few different people that may work with you. This could be, if you're not part of the system, this could be a guidance counselor, a teacher, a boss, anybody that can vouch on your behalf that you have experienced that type of struggle, because there's not really a document that you can prove homelessness. If you have lived somewhere and gotten an eviction notice, yes, but if you're coming out of a toxic household, it's not really easy to have proof of your risk of homelessness. So if you can get that from a counselor, a therapist, a boss, a teacher, a mentor, and have them vouch on your behalf, that's probably the best way to go about it. A few updates. Valentine's Day happened. That was something. Quick appreciation to all my aromantics and I almost said aromatics. Aromantics and asexuals. I'm an asexual. Stand by, you guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. It's gonna be a vlog style. It's gonna be showing my week routine and everything. So thank you. Alright, hello, welcome to day 1 of my week-long self-care gonna get it week. So right now I'm going to make myself breakfast, write out my week plan, and get ready. So alright, so I'm gonna eat my breakfast, but I'm also gonna get ready. So I have had a really shitty week. So my plan for the month of February was to make a week of a video on a week of self-care, because winter gets to everyone. Winter is rough. It is a time of winter depression. It is the time of tis the season to not be jolly. But that's why I wanted to put together a video that was me powering through a week and dedicating it to self-care and getting shit together, because sometimes people need a reset. And this was making videos helps me be accountable. But I've had a shitty freaking week. It always gets shittier. But it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be a-okay. I know, you're probably like, Billy, you don't look like you're okay right now. You look like you're about to break down. and not in the dancing. And yes, I kind of feel like that, but here's the mentality that I need to have. The past 2 months, 3 months, 2.5, let's go with 2.5, have been quite eventful. To start off, my biological mother, for some reason, contacted me. That was silly, goofy, haha. It's been 8 years.
It's been a year, Daddy. I really, really miss you.
That happened in January. Some other stuff happened in January. I probably don't remember. I probably blacked out. Yeah, I got stood up, so womp womp. Had a job interview, completely down the drain. It was just crap.
So, my job interview was a bust. So I applied. They said they wanted to interview me. I was like, yes, here are my available times. They're like, oh, let's do this time on this day. I'm like, awesome. And they're like, great, here's the address. And so I'm like, okay. And so while I was waiting, I read a bunch of the reviews, and they're mixed reviews, but not everybody loves a part-time job. And this is like more in the field of photography, so it's a more like skills-based like job. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show up to the interview early because that's professional. That's what you should do. So I did. And so I'm waiting there, and I'm there 15 when it comes to be 15 minutes early. I emailed them and I'm like, by the way, I just want to know where the entrance is because a lot of buildings and places in Boston like have an entrance, but it's like a different office or whatever. So I emailed them and I was like, hey, I'm at the location you gave me. I was just wondering if there's like an alternative entrance that I'm supposed to go through. And they never responded. And so I waited there for like 20 more minutes, 25, and nobody responded. And my interview time passed, and I was still there like 15 minutes after it passed. And I was like, I'm really cold, so I'm gonna leave. By the way, I'm waiting outside because yeah, that's where I couldn't get into the building even. Yeah, so I sent them an email and I was like, hey, I left. The interview time passed, and there's some severe weather conditions, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for considering me for this position. However, I'm going to seek employment somewhere else.
I've been really stressed out. I got sick last week, and then 3 weeks ago, because of stress, which is something that happens sometimes, well, I'll get so sick because I'm so stressed out. Which is not fun. That's not fun. Nuh-uh. But yeah, I'm working on this. I started therapy again. I'm doing bi-weekly therapy because I think that's a good idea. I know it's halfway through this semester already, but I got my accommodations letter. I have a new bank, and I've transferred almost all my funds from my old bank to my new bank. So now nobody can control my money but me. Know that I'm feeling shitty, but shitty stuff happens. That's just life. Life sucks. Then you live, then you die. But the living part is supposed to be worth it. And nobody is going to make it worth it but you. So you can't just keep waiting for the world to change. Change it yourself. Take the shitty, take the good, take the mediocre, take the pointless days, take the busy days, take all those freaking days mashed into one and make life worth living because it'll be over before you know it. Anyways, that kind of sounded really...